You don't have to change to follow, but when you start following, you will change. You'll change when you start following Jesus, okay? And if you're saying you're following Jesus and nothing's changing in your life, you need to check on some stuff, okay? Because really, if you're following Jesus, there's some things that are going to change. When John answered the call to follow Christ, he came just as he was, but his life immediately changed. It changed in one radical way. He's no longer a fisherman. He gives up his business, what he's known for his entire life, what his family was involved in, because he was there with his father Zebedee, and his father was in the fishing business as well. And so everything changed in regard to his profession immediately, but that's not all that's going to change. John is going to soon learn that he needs to leave far more than his business behind. John's going to learn that there were many other parts of his life that he needed to leave behind as well, and some parts of his nature that desperately needed to change on the inside. John was going to realize that he was a very imperfect man that needed a new nature from Jesus, that needed to have some radical transformation internally. In Mark chapter 3, verse 17, we're introduced to a title given to James and John. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, but Jesus nicknamed them. Again, what did he nickname them? Sons of thunder. We talked about that last week. Why would Jesus give them a name like that? Because they deserved it, okay? These are boisterous, loud, obnoxious guys, okay? We see an example of this thunderous nature of James and John in Luke chapter 9. We read this last week. Let's read it again. As the time approached for him, Jesus, to be taken up to heaven, Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem, and he sent some messengers on ahead who went into a Samaritan village to get things ready for him. And so Jesus is going to Jerusalem. As he's going to Jerusalem, he sends some of his disciples into a Samaritan village to get things prepared for him when he comes through. But the people there did not welcome him because he was heading for Jerusalem. And so the people of the Samaritan village didn't want Jesus in their town. Look at what happens next. When the disciples, James and John, saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them?" But Jesus turned to rebuke them. Now do you see why Jesus referred to them as the sons of thunder? Okay. Not a single one of these issues caused Jesus to say, "You know, John, I don't think you need to be one of my disciples. Why don't you just kind of exit out? James, John, you guys, you sons of thunder, I think I can do without you." He never does that. Jesus never rejects them because Jesus, listen closely, Jesus was in John's life to help him, not to hurt him.